Now, we have this adversarial nature to society, which isn't necessarily bad. Competition does force people to, try a little harder. I want that. I want the job. I want the accolades. I want this ambition that it fosters. It motivates you to push yourself just a bit harder and innovate a little better. But we don't always need to be doing it. And in all honesty, amity should be something that we should be looking for in society, in places that we will talk about later that really don't seem to be the places that we need to be looking for them in. Now we live in a society where we're no longer bound to attack people who slight us. We can just slough it off. I believe in a recent book I read, someone called it a culture of dignity. So we live in a culture where we live in a state of peace, or as much as we can, and we worry about that peace, this pax modernita or whatever, where we don't want to see it crumble. We want to live with plenty and with security for generations and generations. Now in North America, at least in Canada and the States, we've been doing this for a couple generations now, and it's been good. But one thing that we seem to be forgetting is that we need to trust each other. But we need to understand that even though we are this culture, this modern culture, we're still a diverse group. And this diversity, which is part of our, which is part of the construction of our society. See John Stuart Mill or any of the Enlightenment thinkers. We have this diversity of thought where that in fact strengthens us, and this is what has brought us a lot of our prosperity. But at the same time, we have such a large variance that it's hard to understand each other. So Italy, and they're all kind of got these different perspectives and different contexts and circumstances that some of the issues that they're talking about don't really make sense. So we will align ourselves along meta issues, conservatives, Republicans, or Democrats and liberals, or whatever.
And you mean like we identify with that type of mentality or ideology?
Well, we silo ourselves, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but that's one of the things that we'll get in later. But one thing that I'm thinking of is that we need to do for ourselves, and not as a society, but individually, we need to learn to trust those people in society that we encounter, not just that are opposed to us, because to a large extent, we don't even trust. We're having trouble trusting, that person must believe like this, so we need to do something else. And I'm saying this not to society, but to individuals, because it's this lack of trust that not only brings the current culture war, as every YouTube video is talking about, although it is a definite thing. There are people that are definitely engaged in rhetorical battles. But on the individual level, this is something that creates stress. If you aren't trusting someone, then you are assuming that you can do it better, or that you should oversee something that they're doing, or that your way is the best. But then this puts the onus on you to do it. And if they're in another state or province, then there's nothing you can do about it, causing stress. So you have this society where a lot of people are no longer trying, well, I don't even know, I don't want to do that because, before I've studied history, but I can't say that, we used to do this. But I think it'd be better to say that now in our current situation, we need to learn how to trust people that we don't understand.